Hey guys, so I was asked here to do kind of like a build guide for Rogue here. Start off, I guess, showing off like my build a little bit and what I kind of look for. So first off, if we're coming into the trade and we're looking for something like reasonable price, normally you can get a purple stiletto for. I always rock the stiletto. It's my favorite dagger for sure. I look for fizz power on it and additional weapon damage mainly. Look for 2 fizz power mainly, so I mean that's pretty expensive, but this is the main source of your damage, so I'd go purple there. Then you can get by with a shadow mask, a rare one. For this I'm gonna really look for fizz power again, but I also want health on this, and if I have to pick one for this, I'm going health. But something one max health is kind of lame, so maybe we try Vigor instead, since Rogue has really low Vigor. He can get like more health with that, so maybe something like that. Probably get that one, or probably that one actually. Fizz power over Vigor here, because 1 Vigor will maybe give you 2 health, something like that, but then you're getting 4th strength here with the Fizz power added to the strength. And then next, we're going to go hand crossbow. You don't really need anything special here, so just grab a blue one as well. You're going to want some additional weapon damage, and if you can don't go for fizz power on this, because it's much cheaper to get damage bonus. Like, look, that's so cheap right there. But you want to look for the 22 damage one, because max damage, there's 2 different damages when you're lower than legendary, so there's only one that you're going to get. This is the only one available. Well, here's another one. So I'd pick between these two, probably go with that one, since it has more fizz damage bonus. And then we're going to do a rapier. For this, you're not fighting with this, you're just clearing mobs, but you're still going to want some fizz power, additional weapon. They're pretty cheap, so like something like that. 27 damage is the max, so I'd grab that one. Fuck it, like you're just clearing mobs with this really. And then next we're going to go for a chest piece. So no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I like the Marauder outfit, and what I'm going to get on this is max health, and then dexterity is pretty good, or you can get fizz power. Again, it depends on what you're looking for. Ideally here, that looks really good, so I'd probably just grab that one for the max health. You want more max health on it no matter what. It might be cheaper to get one with dex, let's see. Yeah, much cheaper, so I'd probably grab like that one if you're in budget, and the power one if you're not on a budget. And then we'll go for some riveted gloves. We like the riveted gloves here. So what I'm going to look for on this is dexterity, and then true physical damage. And if you can only get one, get the true fizz over the dex. But if you can cop 2 dex gloves like these, they're expensive, but those are really good. If not, try and grab those, and if not, take the dex off and just get whatever you can afford for true damage on those gloves. For the pants, I personally like loose trousers are fine. You can do loose trousers, but you probably want to go with the Brave Hunters, because they're going to give you a lot better dexterity, and then the agility is just going to be pretty much the same as blue pants, so it's like, why would you not get those? And with these, you're going to want health on them. If you can get max 6 roll, it's good. If not, just go for that. If you can't afford that, I would get something like action speed maybe. If you can't afford that, go for, not agility, sorry. Go for maybe like fizz power bonus. That might be more expensive. Nope, cheaper. So I'd go for what you can afford, but mainly the best rolls here are going to be health. And if you can get vigor too, holy crap, like those are pretty good. And then for the cape, it's really what you want. Do you want more speed or strength? I normally go strength, so I'm going to go tattered. And you always get true on it, but the other roll I get is action speed, and then true. Something like that. If you can't afford that, drop the action speed off, go for true. Next, we're going to go shoes. Shoes, I like the adventure boots if you can get move speed ones, or I like the adventure, I can't type. I like the adventure boots if you can get additional move speed on them, and some agility since we're running low on speed, and something like that. If you can't get those, another good option that really slept on are the laced turn shoes. These will give you agility, so if you get these with like additional move speed or a move speed bonus as another roll too, The agility on these will give you some action speed as well, and then the extra move speed's really good. So like those are pretty good. But like if you can't afford those and you really want to get some speed, obviously you can just go for some like Lightfoots. They're much cheaper. Those are pretty solid. They'll give you literally 15 move speed. And then for jewelry, I always go Frost Amulet. Try and get an epic if you can, and what you want on this is health, but that's going to be really expensive, so if you can't afford health, then I get action speed. If you get the action speed, that's good. If you can't get the action speed, then just get whatever you can get for anything. Like, you need to have the true fizz, but if you can't afford an epic, go for a rare. Try and get that max health if you can. If not, max health action speed is a really good roll, or the double max health is really solid. And then for rings, I'm gonna go. In the past, I had been doing 1 ring of quickness and then a Grimmy. So it really depends on what you want. If you need the extra strength, like if you're not hitting hard enough, go 2 rings of courage. But if you can, try and go 1 ring of quickness with action speed and true fizz damage if you can get it. That's what I would grab, something like that. Or maybe if you can't get action speed, or if you still need extra power, get the fizz power on it, because then it's basically like having a little bit extra strength, but you need the true. And then for the second ring, if you're on a budget, go for a ring of courage. What you want on it is true damage, and fizz power is going to be more expensive. If you can get fizz power, do it. If not, then drop the fizz power, go for some action speed, grab one of those. If you can't, just drop it and go for true altogether. And if you really want to go hard, get a Grimmy with the same rolls that you would get on a ring of courage, which I would go true. So maybe some action speed and power, but this is going to be insanely expensive, like 6k basically. So drop that off, just go action speed, literally, like that's pretty good actually, that's not bad. See how it drops like literally 5k for the no fizz power. So let me show you what my current build looks like. If you're doing the HP right, like you can go for some insane builds with HP here and still be moving at a wild speed with crazy action speed and some sick fizz power. Like the one additional weapon damage here, and then I got the fizz damage bonus because it was a little cheaper. Golden Scarf. This is kind of like your high tier gear that you would want, like a kind of like an end game kit here. Max health fizz power, like I said. Max health action speed on this one. Rapier with additional and fizz power. Hand crossbow with additional fizz power. Chest piece max health. This one's insane. Fizz power, strength, vigor. Like this is actually an insane chest piece. And these are the most insane pants I've ever seen. Like 6 max health, 2 vigor. That's what you'd look for. 2 dex, fizz power. Got max health, magic resistance. And then true fizz damage with action speed, like I said. And then max health, if you can get that on it too, it's insane. A ring with true fizz power and action speed, nuts right there. But if you have to, drop the fizz power. If you have to, drop the action speed. And then a Grimmy with 2 fizz power and action speed, actually nuts. And then 5 additional move speed, 2 agility. Yeah. And that's what I would roll with. You get your throwing knives. If you can get blue ones, those are best. 18 damage is nuts, and it procs with dagger mastery. So that's my gear setup, and let's go to perks here. So you always have to have dagger mastery. If you're not running dagger mastery, what are you doing? So dagger mastery, must. Recently I have been running stealth because it's really good when you mix it with hide. You can move 10 steps, which if you put creep on, even in duos or trios, this is really good. Creep is really good. So right now I would recommend running stealth and creep. And then jokester is what I run, just because I'm getting 2 extra agility here, so I'm going to get my speed up to 320. I'm getting 2 extra dex here, so I'm getting more action speed, probably around like 37.5 or 38ish. And then I'm getting 2 more fizz power, get me to 20%. And then also my health is going to go up 2 vigor, which is going to get me to 145 ish HP. Dagger out, I think I have like HP on there too, so I'm getting like near 150 HP. That's why I like jokester. Most people run ambush, but ambush only procs for 3 seconds out of hide, so if you fuck up and you don't have hide for the fight, you're just screwed. Like, this perk's just useless. And if you're fighting another rogue and you know they have ambush and you see them pop hide, you just back up and wait a few seconds before their hide's just totally gone, and then you can just destroy them. Jokester is what I prefer. I don't run poison because I just don't like stacking magic. Even if you have enough magic, it still doesn't seem like good enough to run for me, in my opinion. It's good for PvE. Back attack's okay, not great. Um, it's good, I guess, but I don't run hide mastery. I think 8 seconds is good enough time. And if you get your buff duration, like mine's -11 right now, so 8 seconds is a little short. It's probably like 7 seconds or so. But if you get this to like 0% or above, like you're gonna have hide for 8 seconds, and then if you get that above 0%, and say you're at like 20% positive buff duration, like you'll have 10 seconds. Like you'll have more time in hide. And then I like to run rupture. I've experimented with cutthroat and weak point. Weak point's pretty good, but like it's not instant damage off your hand crossbow. If you run rupture, you can shoot your hand crossbow and your throwing knives proc off of rupture, where if you're running weak point, you can't use it unless you're up close stabbing. Sure, it's really good against clerics and fighters probably. I mean, I've used it against them and it's pretty solid, but you only get it for 3 seconds, so if you have to stab a cleric 6 or 7 times, like it's gonna be off them by the time you actually kill them, so it just doesn't feel that great to me unless you're rocking thrust. So thrust is a really good perk too. If I was not running creep, I would probably put on thrust. I would think about maybe running thrust over jokester, but I just think jokester is really good. Like this is you can't get all attributes on anything right now except for this, so it's like I think it's really good personally. Cutthroat's also really good. If I wasn't running Rupture, I'd probably run Cutthroat. I'm pretty sure you can also proc this on hand crossbow. I haven't tested it, but I've been ruptured before. I've been cutthroated before off a hand crossbow, and it's worked. I don't know if they've patched that or not, but this is really good because it works on everybody. People think it's just for casters, but it won't let fighters use second wind. It won't let them use sprint. It won't let, if you do it to me, I can't use rupture. I can't use hide. It's really good perk. Rangers can't use triple shot, quad shot, and stuff like that. It's just really good. But I like Rupture because I can hit it with my hand crossbow and get the extra damage. Once you scale it with fizz power, like it becomes, instead of 5 per tick, like normally you stab, and it's 5 per tick for 4. If you get to the fizz power percentage of like 15 or I think maybe 10, don't quote me on this, but then you just get 6 per tick, so it's 6 4 times, which ends up being a little bit more than 20 damage. So I think that's pretty solid. I've killed a lot of people because of the Rupture tick. And yeah, that's what I would build for. As in skins, if you don't have the Frost Skelly skin, I would use the Orc skin. If you can't use the Orc skin, I would just go default or the Nightmare Skelly skins. Elite Skelly is probably pretty good right now too, because magic resistance is really low on all classes by like just natural ability, so this one could be a good skin. But if you can, just run the Orc or Frost Skelly. Frost Skelly is my favorite, 1 weapon damage. You lose 3 move speed, but if you stack it right, especially with Jokester, I'm still getting to 320, which is it's just still fast enough, but I'm tanky too, so it's just overall I think it's pretty solid. But my magic resistance being at 3%, if I were to use this skin, I think it will go to like 5 or something. Oh, 6, so like that would be pretty solid too. But the Orc skin will be good too, because then I'm at 320 base, and I'm also at 19%, so I get 1 extra damage from the strength. But I like to run the Frost. It's my favorite. And yeah, that is my build guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it.